Hey, John here. So my wife is short, so the seat's way down, pedals, this is where she should be sitting, but the handlebars, this bike is just too big for her. To step through design, we needed to get this one so she can get on the thing, but so I turned these handlebars down. They're kind of inverted. They were, this way, flipped around. And what was going on is her hand is falling asleep just because she's sitting so low and she's, reaching up like it's a chopper, like a biker going down the road, and her hand was falling asleep. So she kept shaking her hand. I'm like, what's wrong? I don't know, my hands are falling asleep. So I think it's just because her arms are above, there's cutting off the blood supply there. So I turned these down and she's still having a problem. So because this bike is so big for her, I'm going to try one move here. I'm going to try to invert this neck. See how it's pointing up? I got to flip the handlebars back the way they were, but I'm going to flip this neck around. I don't know if it's possible yet, and see if that helps. That means I got to flip everything around and basically loosen everything up and, I don't know, take it off, I guess. We'll see what happens though, because I got to get these handlebars. If you can just kind of get what I'm talking about, you see how this neck goes up? Like flip it around the other way, so it goes down. Then the handlebars will be more here in line with her, so her hands are level. So I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it anyways. It's just because this part of the bike is just way too high. I mean, you can see what a seat is down here, and she can barely touch the ground at that level of seat. But you see how high the handlebars are, and they're actually flipped down. They're probably 2 inches lower than they were, flipped up the proper way. So it's just too high. It's like she's almost standing up on the bike to reach the handlebars. So let me try to flip this around and see if that works. Alright, so that's the way the bike comes. That is just insanely too high. Looking across to my bike, my handlebars are at least 7-8 inches lower, and that's the way it's supposed to be. But I think flipping that around, let me flip it around and show you a picture of that. Yeah, so I took the cap off, just the 4 bolts there, laid the handlebars aside, and loosen these tightener bolts up, and then you got to take this little booger off here, this little cap, loosen that up, and then we'll flip it around like this, right? Let me tighten things back up, and I gotta align the tire and everything, but I gotta align it to in line with the tire. Put the handlebars back on, see what it looks like. Alright, the neck is flipped around, a little goofy looking, but I still have to get her out here to, if we need to tone these down a little bit, so, her arms aren't in the air, and it might look something like that, and then I just gotta take and loosen all this crap up and get it to its proper position. But yeah, I think just flipping this neck around, it got the handlebars way closer, and it's not up in the air as much. I'll have to do a side-by-side comparison. I wish I did this standing up, but I mean, the way she was riding it, it looked like she was climbing a ladder. So I think once I get around it, we'll adjust the handlebars, and then we'll have to go for a ride, and we'll see if her hand falls asleep again. And she told me not to mess with it. Don't mess with my bike. I told her I was going to try to do something to solve that. I just had her size the bike up. She's mad. You had to touch my bike. That's about where it needs to be. So let's try that. I got to flip all these handle grips around and make everything back the way it was. But basically now our hands are level. I don't think it's going to fall asleep. She's just too short. But I'm thinking that's got to be way better. Now I got to fix this backwards handlebar look. I might try to move that light up there just to see if it'll offset the ugliness. So I just made a little bracket for this light. I think I'm going to put it right here where this bread basket is, And hopefully that'll take up some of the goofiness. I was going to mount it up here somewhere on the neck, but that would mean it would turn with the handlebars, and that's the way the light is. It turns with the wheel, rather. But now having it on the frame itself, you could turn the handlebars, and the light will remain the same, so I don't mind that. Alright, well, I think it looks somewhat less goofy, right? Gives it a little bit of a, instead of the swept back look. So That'll have to be that. Let's see if it's a line, yeah. See, the only thing is if you're going down a trail, it's not like you're going to be turning this much, but the light will remain going down the trail. Instead of every time you turn the wheel like this, your light goes back and forth. So I think it'll work out better like that. Anyways, the reason is, I guess I got to get her to sit on it. And that would be that. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, well that's all I got. So, oh, I got to make a bracket for the off of here because this seat is so damn low that this thing couldn't be here. It was hitting the tail light because I got the seat post all the way down for her. So I'll have to make some kind of bracket that'll make it come out to here or something. Well, if you're still watching, I'm still filming. Little bonus footage. See this where this thing was? Now, because the seat's too low, it hits up in there, and frankly, you can't even see this thing, you know, even if the seat was higher, because this fender of where it's located, you know, if you get behind here, it's just hidden anyways. Kind of a goofy spot for it. And I thought, man, maybe I'll put it out here, but then where are you going to run the wire? I'm going to have to splice the wire anyways. It looks like a little 4-pin wire deal. I'll figure that out later. But so I got to figure out something to get this extended out to maybe up here so you can see it, you know. So I was going through some scrap stuff. Like I said, I was going to make this piece of aluminum, extend that out, but it's just way too thick. You know, I don't want to be all Frankenstein. Look what I found. Look at this. This is for a license plate holder for a trailer. Had a couple of these laying around, but look what the holes line up perfect for this. You know. So what I'm going to do is I'll cut it here, right, and then this will lay down. Well, let me just throw it together right quick and show you. It's going to work out perfect. I don't have to figure out the wiring because it's going to be a little extended. Watch. Alright, so here's the extension. It worked out pretty good. I'm glad I had two of them because I cut the wrong damn tab off like a drunken fool. So we got this. I just pop riveted it to this, and now it's an extension, which it's lightweight, so it's rigid plastic, so it ain't going to matter. But what I'm running into problem, I didn't really want to splice this. So when we get over here, it's just going to go like this, right? Get it away from the seat, and it clears the fender. See? You just bolt it there. But look how I'm so close, but yet so far away from this. This won't plug in. It's just like an inch short. Even when it's closer, I can't. It's so close. So then I gotta see if I can move this controller up. So I just took this battery holder off, and there is a little bit of play here. So if I loosen these, hopefully I can slide this controller up to the little bit I need, because it was zip tied to here, and I thought, oh man, if I let that go, but nope, not quite enough. So I need a little more room, and if I have to, I'll drill a hole. I'll drill a hole here and just move this whole thing up. I got plenty of room to move it up, but all this for that. It's a tail light. Doesn't even need to be there. It's a bicycle, but I'm so close. I gotta finish it. So it's basically gonna be there, and you just mount it like that. Oh, and I didn't know this. There's a on-off button, I guess. I don't know what that's for. Maybe strobe, or I don't know. I'll have to see when I get it hooked up. Anyways, let me see if I can move that up. That's hysterical. So there's just enough to squeak by. Moved it up that little 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch, whatever it was. Just lifted it up, put everything back together. And I had to plug it in first before I bolted it. But so now got a visible tail light. The way it was before, it was just it was too low. That fender impeded on it, and it looks like it's still impeding a little bit, but it's way better than it was. But my problem was, because this seat is so low, this thing was straight up and down. It just you couldn't get the seat down this low. But anyways, if you got this problem, just go to Tractor Supply, get yourself a license plate holder. I think they're like $1, plastic ones there. Just give it a little extension. Yeah, glad I didn't have to wire that. But anyways, so thanks for watching. See you next time.